My name is Christy Pekikaro. I'm an associate professor of history and French affiliated with the Women and Gender Studies program and the War and Military and Society program. I'm also the director of faculty diversity in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences and the president of the Western Society for French History. I'd like to begin by thanking my fellow co-chairs of the University Policies and Practices Committee, Dr. Cheryl Druhl and Milly Rivera, and my fellow committee members who I have the honor to represent today. Our committee was charged with identifying systemic inequities within Mason's policies, practices, processes, and procedures. We are proposing and welcome your engagement with a comprehensive blueprint to begin enacting meaningful, sustainable structural change and accountability throughout the university. Our full report is over 60 pages long and is broken into 6 sections: institutional infrastructure of diversity, equity, and inclusion, diversity data, reporting and accountability, faculty, students, administration and staff, and business practices. We urge you to look at the ARIE website, ask about the reports, and be empowered to speak about your experiences. We believe that every member of our university community brings invaluable experience and perspectives to making Mason a national exemplar and a place where all individuals can thrive. Here are drafts of our initial 3 recommendations. Our first is to build university-wide infrastructure to promote and enhance anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion. What does this entail? Well, first, a revised organizational structure to support and sustain anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion across the university. This means onboarding a vice president of diversity, equity, and inclusion. That search is currently underway. It means identifying and filling strategic vacancies, as well as elevating positions of people currently employed in our ranks. We also support academic units creating inclusive excellence plans to plan for their futures and to bring diversity, equity, inclusion into the center of what they do. These plans are currently underway, and we recommend that all administrative units also complete inclusive excellence plans in the next few months. We think the university needs to create institutional definitions of diversity, equity, inclusion, anti-racism, and inclusive excellence so that we can all be on the same page, and that we need to create a comprehensive website for diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, university progress reports on anti-racism and DEI, resources, contacts, and events. We would also like to see the university begin preparing for other critical related initiatives. These include a campus climate survey that is specifically geared toward incidents of inclusion, exclusion, forms of discrimination and violence, retaliation, modes of resolution, and support needs. We would like to see a broad review of business and labor practices, to which President Washington spoke earlier. And we'd like to see the establishment of a comprehensive bias reporting and support services system with improved data collection and management. Our second recommendation is to recruit, hire, and retain faculty, administrative and professional faculty, and staff to reflect our student population, as well as the demographics of the National Capital Region. What this will entail is identifying gaps in the diversity at Mason and comparing that with our student body and the National Capital Region. It also involves creating and implementing a comprehensive, inclusive hiring process that includes specially geared trainings for each type of search, inclusive search plans that document the search process, a process for certifying the diversity of applicant pools. This is currently underway. Diversity cluster hire initiatives across the university, central funding to support diverse sourcing and advertising of open positions, and equitable and competitive compensation packages. It's worthwhile noting that several of these are already underway in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, in the Volgenau School of Engineering, and other units. We'd like to see this expand. We would like to see the formation of a working group to design a comprehensive retention initiative, as well as a committee created with Faculty Senate and other campus stakeholders to examine annual review and a revision of renewal, promotion, and tenure criteria to account for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and anti-racism, as well as invisible labor and cultural taxation. Our final recommendation has to do with students. And here we are taking into account the recommendations of the Student Voice Committee. We'd like to see an elevation of services for students that support inclusive excellence, diversity, and anti-racism. This means the improvement of the effectiveness, response time, and physical layout to ensure privacy of the Student Services Center, increasing outreach, funding, and support for students from historically underrepresented groups, reassessing the cost, coverage, and support services for health insurance for all students, establishing policies for equity in hiring, workload, and supervision of undergraduate student employees, work study, wage, stipend, and other, and graduate student employees, including assistantships, lectureships, hourly, adjuncts, and other. And finally, we would like to see the implementation of universal accessibility requirements for academic activities, including syllabi, classrooms, learning materials and equipment, etc., as well as extracurriculars and events. This concludes our presentation, and we very much look forward to discussing these items and more with all of you. Thank you.